Come on.
Big Wezzle's in the house. What's happening, people? What's happening? Hope you are all well, whether you're watching on the YouTube, listening on the audio, SoundCloud, Spotify, even if you're catching us on Twitch. I don't know, man. Wherever you're watching us or listening to us, thank you very much for joining. This is another episode of Everyone's a Pundit, and this is episode 93. And yeah, man, we had a big weekend of football. Oh, it was wicked. We're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. I'm joined with some great people today. As always, I'm always joined by great people, but let them introduce themselves. Starting with it. Look, Arsenal are on the up now, so he's decided to come back on the podcast, people. Big Wezzle's in the house. What are you saying, Big Wezzle? Introduce yourself.
What's going on, people? Big Wezzle here. Original Gooner. Here for the bad.
Let's go.
Here for the bad
guy. Nah, you know what? To be fair, don't do big words like that.
I know.
He's been ready to come on for a minute. It's just our schedules have been clashing, so let's not discredit him. He's ready to come even when Arsenal lose. He's been
yeah. You know,
exactly. I want to put that out there just because people tuning in.
He's meant to back himself. He's meant to back himself. He should have come through and said that.
He's a humble
I've got to say, this is why I love Pat. Me and Pat will go at it, but it's love.
Yeah, there you go.
But he still supports that
always,
stuff.
Like me and Wes are always back and literally every other day we're back and forth with each other. So it's always love. So I just got to make sure people know that. So yeah, it's all good.
No, big up for that. Big up.
And we've got Never a Foul's finest, Mr. Daps in the house.
Ty won't like that, you know.
What? But
thanks for having me, man. You know what? I had
to finest.
You know what? Was this? I don't know if this was planned. I don't know if Patrick saw the future, what it was, yeah. But you happened to get me on or ask me, and this wasn't. Look, I agree. This was not arranged this morning, last night. This was arranged Thursday or Friday. So I don't know how Patrick saw the future and knew that it was going to happen. But it happened.
I didn't know at all, bro. Trust me.
And listen, Semps, this is from your book, right? This is from your book. What happened this evening? Yeah. So I was bathing my daughter, and I said I've got a busy night tonight. A lot of podcasts, and she goes, I go more than usual, and she said why? And I said, well, because for once, guess who lost? And she said Manchester City. I go, yeah. And she goes, did they want you on to laugh at you? I said, yeah. And she laughed. Then I go, but also they want me on so they can actually take the mickey out of me. And she kind of got a stern face and said, well, don't go on there. I said, no. I said, because it's very easy for people to take the mickey out of you if you turn and run, right? If you stand and face them, there's not really that much they can say. And besides, we are the champions. We are the Carabao Cup champions. We have a trophy.
This guy,
cup. It does not just consist of Audi Cups. So it's all good. I'm here and
no one said anything. The thing is, that's is my guy, but no one's said anything yet. And I tuned in. I got that song way before I knew the result. It was Tottenham playing Man City. Come on, it'd be great to have him on. So could have went either way. Come on, away to Man City, we could have held 4 or 5, and no one would have thought anything of it. So, but Daps always love looking jiggered out, fresh, arms out as always.
Feeling it at the moment, but yeah, we move.
So yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming.
Wicked. And Daps, Never a Foul. Daps, where can they find you, man? Just quickly plug your sting.
So Twitter's below for both. YouTube, Never a Foul, and also if you're a City follower, or for once you want to troll us because we've just lost, Feed the Goat podcast as well on YouTube. So Feed the Goat, Never a Foul. Yeah, man.
Wicked.
But more importantly, smash a like right now, please, if you are watching this, and subscribe to Views TV. And 200 shows soon come.
Love. Well, I'm joined by my partner in crime. What are you saying?
Yes, what's happening, people? It's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Saggy Daniels. When you see the T, see the P. When you see the P, that represents T. Let's go, man. And I'm Semps. This is Views TV official. This is Everyone's a Pundit episode 93. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So what are we saying? Big weekend of football. Let's look at the results from this weekend, starting from Saturday. Early kickoff, West Ham 1, Newcastle 1.
yeah, I'm glad Newcastle took some points. Newcastle's starting to get some points on the board, you know, getting little wins, little draws here and there. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. That's going to be one of the games we discussed. Want to get Big Wezzle's thoughts on that. Villa lost to Watford 1-0 at home.
Didn't know that.
Boy, I tell you what, somebody said, boy, slyly, like the whole Gerrard and Villa thing is starting to go. They're starting to throw in a few bad results, man. This is a crazy one. I only knew about this today. Brighton 0, Burnley 3.
Oh, right.
That was mad.
Yeah. No. Where you lot been, boy? I was watching that. All right, listen, Burnley
watching boxing.
Yeah, that's it. The same with
me.
me.
Later on.
Boxing, boy. But yeah, that was a mad one. So, did you say you see that, Pat?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see it live, obviously, but I watched the extended highlights, and then B, Sky Sports showed every game, so I watched it there. And Burnley was sick; they were actually really good. So you don't think of Burnley going away from home and scoring 3, and they could have had 4 or 5. They were that good.
At Brighton as well.
I know.
You would have put that down as a definite loss, man. So. Yeah, boy, they want to stay up, innit? They want to stay up.
A few of the teams that, you know what? I thought the relegation battle was like, I looked at it the other week and thought, for me, Norwich, Burnley, and
Watford, you would have probably
Watford are done. But all of a sudden, because I thought Everton, they should have enough. They should, right? Newcastle, I think definitely they made some really good signings. They didn't go over the top. They went and bought Premier League experienced players. Trippier the Trippier injury is unlucky for them, but still, and then I thought, the Everton and Newcastle were just going to pull away. But you know what? Burnley, with their games in hand, they might fucking somehow. We all want Burnley to go down, though, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Come on, look, friggin' Everton lost away 2-0 to Southampton. Southampton beat them 2-0.
We got Everton next weekend as well.
And Palace lost last minute. CFC, shout out, big up CFCJ in the house.
Hey, Jay.
Just on
my
cue
G.
There. Chelsea getting that last minute winner. Big up CFCJ.
Lukaku's 7 touches in the whole game.
That's the lowest for a striker since Opta's been. No, sorry, for a player, not even striker, for a player since they brought in Opta stats and all of that.
No way!
Wow.
That's in 90 minutes.
Yeah, 7 touches, and one of them was to kick the ball off, so it's actually 6. Like,
stop it.
That's not even bad.
You can't give him that one.
Well, it's a touch, but it's 6 in open play. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. So,
wow, boy,
I don't know.
It's not working out there, is it? It doesn't.
Since the comments come out, man, it's been a downward slope, downward spiral. But we'll get onto that in a bit as well. So that's a
Liverpool 3, Norwich 1. I guess that was a result which we all expected.
Yeah.
The surprising thing is that Norwich scored, and then the big game, boy, Man City 2, Spurs 3. That will obviously be that will be the first big game we discuss in a moment. Move on to today. First kickoff 2 p.m. Leeds 2, Manchester United 4.
Interesting game. Yeah, interesting game.
We'll discuss that one as well. And Wolves beat Leicester 2-1. That I actually saw that game. That was a decent game.
Wolves are still on their run, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
We're going to touch on that as well.
Goals as well.
Our Wolves top 4 contenders. We're gonna discuss. I want to get Daps. I already see his reaction. We're gonna discuss it. Park that there. But let's jump into the Man City 2 and Spurs 3 result. Daps, DJ Daps. Boy, Spurs seem to be a bit of your bogey team. They beat you earlier on the season. What was you expecting going into the game, and how did you assess the game? Went.
So look, 3 losses before. Right. So I knew about us playing Tottenham. I look at our schedule weeks and weeks in advance to work out where we might slip up and whatever else. So I always thought Conte. I didn't think they could come to the Etihad and get a win. I did think Conte could come and pick up a point And I was saying that I predicted it as a draw. Slightly, that was maybe me looking after not leaving receipts, which I don't like doing.
I love it. At
But-
least you're honest, though. I love
No, but it's funny because on Friday I jumped in a Tottenham space and was chatting with loads of Tottenham guys. It was a good chat. A few Tottenham men that wanted to just try and draw out an argument, but it is what it is. But it was a good chat, and we were talking about Kane and Son, and I was kind of saying, you know what, I feel like Son this season is getting away with murder. Like that people want to call out Kane and call out this and that, and Son's just kind of not being all that, but going a bit below the radar. I'd fucking jinxed it, didn't I? I jinxed it. You know what? Honestly, yeah, early goal, which is always good against City, crucial against City. Kane looked good again. Some people are saying it's his interview. I don't want Kane anywhere near my fucking club. I didn't want Kane near my club. I definitely don't now after those celebrations. No, thank you very much.
Yeah, but what
I know. Exactly. He plays for Tottenham. He's a Tottenham player. Is he meant to be like, oh,
I get
shit,
that.
like...
That's fine. Stay a Tottenham player. Don't come near my club, thank you. Listen,
I will happily oblige. So yeah, I know.
Look, so I'll get the banter out of the way, right? And then we'll talk sense. You know, when you come out of a club, right, and you've drawn a weldie, yeah, and you've come out the club, you already know she's been rubbing on the things in the rave and whatever else, yeah, and you know when you get back to that hotel or whatever what it's going to be, and then some little idiot, yeah, that's had too much to drink starts talking up outside, right, and so you get a little bit hyped, show the girl a different side, yeah, and she don't want to beat no more. She's jumped in the first taxi and dipped. The little idiot didn't get no gal neither, right? But they've fucked up your night.
Oh.
That is what Tottenham have done. Yeah, that is what Tottenham have done. They didn't get no gal, but they didn't want us to get no gal either. So they have really fucked up the momentum.
We're fighting for our top 4 life, so we still got a chance to draw a worldie. Don't worry about that. We still got a chance. But
joking aside, they were the better team. Bit like first game of the season. Maybe they wanted it more. Cancelo wasn't great. Apparently 30% accuracy, which is very rare for him.
Wow. Walker,
mistake for the header. Awful defending of the cross. Rodri didn't look his normal self. Ball retention was poor across the whole team. Foden, people need to start talking about Foden because Foden is not looking great at the moment for quite a few games now. He got a goal midweek against Sporting, but generally, Bernardo Silva, I don't want to see him playing in the forward 3 anymore. Play him next to Rodri. We need his legs in the middle, not up top. Diaz, mistake for the first goal, possibly.
Yeah,
I feel.
Yeah, caught out.
When Semps, when we played you, yeah, and Wan-Bissaka stepped forward and let Foden in behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Diaz did exactly the same thing. So Diaz needs to hold some smoke for that as well. We just didn't. I'm sorry. We look really not great. And you know what? Tottenham did what Tottenham do. The Son Kane, give him a chance, they'll score. And masterclass, and it's left us fucking. The momentum is in with Liverpool now. Right now, it's got me worried about Everton at the weekend, which is crazy. It's got me. Yeah, it's fucking Tottenham, man.
You're on tilt, boy. Worrying about Everton at the weekend. This is what you've done to him, Pat. Pat, come true.
You know what? It's mad because
Mystic Pat.
For once, that, you know what, but now all jokes aside, that's now feels how the regular fan feels, because City are just untouchable and they never worry about a game. I know a few City fans worry about playing Tottenham, like for the banter and with a bogey team, but typically City know every game they're going into, they're going to win. Like, they're just that good. But now they're starting to think like, wow, Everton are fighting for their lives. We've got to play them. Is it going to be a tough game? Yeah. They're starting to feel how we feel, like, as regular fans. Do you know what I mean? Like me, I'm looking at like, shit, we got Burnley. Burnley are fighting for their lives. That's going to be a toughie. Realistically, you know you should beat these teams. But when you start having a wobble, then things just can go the other way. And, Pep come out and said Tottenham are a dangerous animal. They lost 3 in a row. Don't count them out. And pretty much That's
that
what
what it
kind of
was? 3 in a
happened.
row?
Yeah. We had lost 3 in a row. We had lost to Chelsea
Oh,
before.
sorry, I thought you meant we'd lost 3 in a row to you.
Oh, no. I don't know what the thing is with regarding that. I'm pretty sure. No, you beat us last year at your ground. I think you beat us.
And then in the Carabao, we beat
3-0. Yeah, you beat us in the Carabao.
So 2 in a row. It's 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2. But we had lost 3 in a row. We lost to Chelsea before the break, and then obviously we lost the 2 stinkers last week, Southampton and Wolves. So we come into this, and I was like, damn, I didn't see anything other than a City win. I can't lie. So I was hearing all these stats. Tottenham haven't lost 4 in a row since like 1992, and all these crazy things. Conte's never lost 4 in a row as a manager. And I'm like, Jesus, this is just a massive jinx. But to be fair, we come out sharp. And then I was like, oh man, scoring that early sometimes can be a gift and a curse because it gives the team that wake up call. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, until you go down, you don't really wake up in a lot of senses. It's like sometimes when you see a team in the 90th minute, all of a sudden they kick into like 3rd or 4th gear. And you're like, why didn't you play like this during the game? You wouldn't be in this position. So I was like, maybe this is going to give City the kick they need. But City had a lot of the ball, but they weren't really dangerous. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, every time we had the ball, we looked more threatening. So that was good to see. It was good to see Kane back. That's the performance and I said it on the Coys.com podcast last Monday. I was like, I'm tired of Kane putting in a stinker and then going to Twitter and saying, oh, tough day at the office. I'm so sorry. Next week we'll go again. I'm sorry to let you guys down. I said, I don't want to see no more tweets. Do it on the pitch. And he actually did it. He come to play. He was fantastic from the opening pass through to Son. You know, I mean, every time the ball came to him, it stuck. Obviously, even one-on-one with Ederson, he should have scored. But the fact he was getting those chances, the chalked off goal offside. But yeah, Kane just showed how good of a striker he is, and that's against top quality centre backs. It's not no Burnleys or Evertons or Leicesters. Man City have got some of the best players in the world in each position. So I was really happy with the result, man. And it just goes to show, like the new signings we got bantered are their Juventus rejects. They come in. And they both looked really good. I know Bentancur got caught on the ball a few times, but you could still see he wanted the ball. He was still trying things. In the 94th minute, it was his pass through to Kulusevski that set up the cross. And obviously Kulusevski scoring first.
But we had Cancelo on toast.
Yeah, but Cancelo looked poor. Like, I've never seen Cancelo look that bad defensively. He just didn't he wanted to be out there.
I've questioned.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Still, but yesterday really bad, really bad.
Yeah, like that for the cross. How did he not try and at least attempt to stop the cross? Do you know what I mean? He literally just dangled out. It was just like, I can't be bothered. And then obviously the cross went in. You still don't expect us to score from there, but obviously if you stop the cross, you stop the potential goal threat. Kane running in, no one tracked him, bang. And just like that, we snuck away with it. So great performance, man. I'm really pleased with that. And I know it's Man City. We've got a tough game, Burnley away. That's a real test where obviously we're expected more with the ball. But yeah, something like that is a massive momentum booster, and hopefully it can be that switch.
That's the
against
thing.
a good
I think
team.
that's huge for your confidence, man. Really big for your confidence. And not so good for us. But
1 second, so. Big Weasel. Obviously, Tottenham went to the Etihad, got 3 points, and the talk of the town is that Arsenal lost, but you lot were celebrating the loss because you played well. What you saying? What are you saying to them threats that's been thrown at Arsenal, man?
So I'm gonna go back to that game. It's been really hard to be an Arsenal supporter. Really hard, fam. Where you look at 11 man going on the pitch and they're not all trying. And you know me, Semps, when I'm at the games, I'm abusing them. Yeah, I'm on them because try. I don't care if you don't win, but try. You see that City game? That was one of the first times I saw everyone trying. Do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't expect to beat City, but I just glad that everyone was trying, fam. And and that's how far Arsenal have gone down, where it's at the point where we're happy to see them try. That should be the fundamental basics.
Yeah.
What I've been loving is the Tottenham celebrations about beating City and getting 3 points. We've done what Arsenal couldn't do. What you won unbeaten? You won leagues. You won FA Cup.
Stop it. We're talking this season. My man, come on.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're talking about achievements, man. You're not going to put that. You're not like the man that goes around the stadium Are you going to
You're
put
reaching now.
2022 beat City twice?
You're moving the
I'm just
goalposts.
asking.
You're moving the goalposts, Wes. You know
I'm just
exactly.
asking.
You know exactly why we
Because
come out
I
and
see
said that.
you and the rest of the Tottenham fans on to Arsenal like, we did what you couldn't do. Yes, this is it. You aspire to be like us. You to beat City
No, I didn't
twice.
say that. I didn't say that. But what it was, when you
Yeah.
man lost and you
Yeah.
lot were clapping, I was in the group chats and people were like, yeah, I love to see it. This is great. And I was like, sorry, for me, you don't get congratulations and plaudits for losing a game at home. Regardless if you press them well for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
the end of the result is you lost. And yeah, you played well in that game. Don't get me wrong.
I'm with
But a
you on
loss is
that.
a loss, isn't it? A loss is a loss.
I'm with
So
you on that.
was
There's been
my
one.
point.
There's been one
Yeah.
or two City games where, do you know, this is a mad stat. City this season have dropped 10 points to Tottenham and Southampton.
That's
Mad.
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 Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's
But
like
you know
after-
what? You know what that tells me though. Just to quickly
Yeah.
interject, because watching that game yesterday, I don't even think it was necessarily a thing where City played badly. It was.
No,
I
they
think.
didn't. They didn't.
I think it
They
was
didn't.
more Tottenham played well as a defensive
That's all-
unit.
Yeah,
Like,
Sam,
they
you know what? That's
defended-
that's
they
always
defended
a hard
mad.
one.
Yeah,
That's
it
always
was.
a hard one on that, where people, when you have to look at a game and work out whether someone just didn't look very good or whether actually they didn't look good because of the way the other team played.
Yeah,
Um,
no,
the one
Tottenham were everywhere. Dyer was heading everything out. Flipping
Yeah.
Emerson Royale was doing his
one on
thing,
the
cutting
side.
things out.
Yeah,
Like
Kulusevski was in front
Romero
of
is,
him.
yeah, Romero is a good player anyway, but they were
Romero was
just
good. Yeah,
at
Romero was good.
times, Pat. And look, in the Premier League, there's different ways to skin a cat. But at times, you lot had six at the back. Do you know what I mean?
I know. No,
and then you
not
had
at
the
times.
defensive
Sam,
screen in front as well. So it was difficult for City, boy.
Yeah. We legit did have
No
six at
skinning the
back. We
cats
did.
on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, mate.
Yeah. All right, watch out. The RSP
Yeah.
will be listening in very carefully now.
Quick cancellation, boy. Live.
And you know what? It's mad though, because I was watching obviously the West Ham Newcastle game was the first game of the weekend, and all the West Ham fans were booing him.
But they need to allow it, man.
Was it West Ham fans that were booing
Yeah,
him?
West Ham. The whole stadium was booing him, Sam. Every time he got the ball, the whole stadium was booing him.
I thought it was the Newcastle fans that were booing him.
Bro, that was so loud. It was the whole stadium, 100%. All of them.
Sorry, I need to tell you that this is. Sorry, Pat.
Yeah.
One of my mates, he does security there. He took a picture of how many plastic cats they had to collect because people.
Really?
But the way people are taking props to football now is mad.
Yeah.
It's mad.
There was bare cats in the box.
I know. Yeah, and the chants that they were singing, the whole stadium as well. Obviously, I can't repeat it on this, but yeah, man, they were going in for him, boy. So yeah, it was crazy. Crazy.
I don't know if you picked up on this earlier, Semps. The Leeds lot were talking about Mason a lot, weren't they?
No, I didn't pick up on it, you know.
Yeah. You know what? People need to separate the two, man, for me.
Yeah, like, that's not banner. You can't be bringing that in. But
yeah, it's football. You are right. It's football. That's what we do.
Certain things, though, you can't. Yeah. I don't know. You should be
Pat,
singing
you know
about
what
that.
it is? You know what it is, Pat? I totally agree with you because some of it gets racial, some of it gets real personal about people's family. We're going to have to do with it. But it's football. It's war.
That is the thing.
They want to rattle your players. They want any. They will say. People say do anything to rattle the opposition
to get the edge. Yeah,
Trust me.
Some of it is
it's a bit stick because it's just a game. Like people take it way too far.
I'll be honest. That's what I don't like. Going off on a bit of a tangent here, and we're going to move on to Arsenal. But you know, that's what I don't like about the game. Even seeing Bruno Fernandes do some of his antics, and I'm just like, sometimes I was thinking if we played a game where the referee could go to the players. Who did that come off last? And they would just tell the truth. It would just be so simple because certain times you don't know what's going on. He can't ask the players. He just has to guess.
This is a thing, yeah. It's like VAR in rugby, right? And I was having this conversation with my old brethren the other day, who's a rugby player, and I was talking about we were talking about how miking up players and refs and whatever, yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen in rugby, right? But there's this one time I was watching rugby and it went to VAR, and the player went over to the ref proper angry, yeah. And here's straight away the difference, right? Instead of the ref being like threatening or any of that, like in football, they probably would be. The referee was like, I completely understand why you're angry. Please just give me 1 minute to explain myself and then see if you get where I'm coming from, right? And the player listened, the referee explained himself so well, and by explaining himself well, the player goes, all right, cool, fair enough, right? And that was it, done. And then like, I was like, so why can't the refs in football be like that? And he was like, it's not just refs. Why can't the players in football be the way rugby players are? Because the players in football, it's just so go on. I see you got your hand up.
I don't want to lose this point, but I'm just going to say this to you, bro. If a big 6 foot tall hench rugby player is coming at you, the energy's not going to be the same.
They're on nothing, man.
Like, you know what, mate? Give me a second, please, because I'm not going to antagonize you any further. No one can save me from you right now. You're 2 inches from me. I'm going to be as calm as I can.
Hey,
but I also
rugby
think that
players are
football
nice
refs,
people.
but I think football refs like to be superstars as well. They like the
Yeah,
limelight.
yeah.
They like
They
it.
love it. Yeah.
That's it.
Get the
Let's
camera
move on,
giving
boys.
that card.
But
Let's move on
let's
to
get back on. But you know what? One last point on the game this weekend.
Quickly.
You know what? All credit to Tottenham.
Yeah,
they've done what they needed to do. They've unfortunately they've got some momentum back. And with me personally, it's reminding me that I need to remember my roots, remember what I've seen at the club, because I've been feeling like a spoiled brat today, and I've had to remember, do you know what? If we end up finishing second and going on and running the Champions League, if I go back to 15 years ago, it really isn't that fucking bad. So
I really don't think, because I know, just to quickly finish off this point, a lot of people are saying Liverpool now have the momentum and it's in their hands. It's not in their hands.
It's not in their hands.
They still got to go to the Etihad and play Man City. True. I don't get how people are saying it's in their hands.
I feel we dropped points. We dropped more points before then, is what I feel.
No, man.
But it's not in their hands, though. It's still in
their
hands.
No, it's not yet. But I feel
because one of the pundits said that as well.
Yeah,
and he said they got to go to the Etty, and I'm thinking, then it's in City's hands. Then
exactly. Yeah. Kelly Kate said that, and lo and behold, her dad is Kenny Dalglish, and obviously he's Liverpool through. Graham Souness, Liverpool through and through. So these guys are all pushing that Liverpool are now. No, they're not.
They want that.
The one thing is, what Liverpool fans are doing right now, you won't find no City fans that have left receipts. Yeah, although all other fan bases have been saying the league is over, City's fan base is like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, you know, I've been humble.
It's not. Yeah, there's no receipts you're going to find, right? Liverpool fans, and I said this to two I was with on a podcast earlier. I said, it's cool you lot doing what you're doing today, yeah, because you are leaving me receipts. Like, you man have been in title races a fair few times. You've only won one league. So you leave as many fucking receipts as you want. But you know at the end of the season, they'll be in my back pocket and I will be pulling them out and clipping them up and putting them everywhere. So
yeah, man. And let them know that, because these Liverpool people, they're getting ahead of their one league title, one league title.
In my lifetime.
And the thing is, you've got even some people talking about whose trophy cabinet would you prefer? Pep's or Klopp's, and people are actually saying
that's not even a comparison. There's no comparison there.
There is no comparison. Three league titles, but then because they've got a Champions League on there and a World Club Cup, and I'm saying people are losing. You need to win your domestic league.
Yeah.
That's when you're the shit.
And City have done that time and time again. City are pulling out doubles for fun.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's no comparison there. Come on,
according to our boy Jason, there is.
I'm not saying nothing.
Was Jason back in the Liverpool cabinet?
I'll at you on the tweet.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't even aware of all of this.
Shocking behavior.
I get into that debate all the time. I'm not going to comment.
Let's move on to Arsenal, because Big Weasel, you finally got something to smile about. You finally got something to talk about. You man beat Brentford. Let's have a look at the table, because you man have been a laughing stock for a long time. But now you're 6th in the Premier League, played 23 games, 42 points. You're level on points with West Ham, who are 5th. And you're only 4 points behind Manchester United, and Manchester United have played 3 games more. Lord of mercy, 3 games.
How many games have West Ham played?
West Ham have played the same as Man United, 3 games more than Arsenal.
West Ham have done out,
Yeah, West Ham have finished. I said that a long time ago that they would.
You know what? Let's be real. Tottenham with that win at the weekend. Arsenal's win against Wolves, with 10 men is going so underrated. That was
that was a turning point.
Let's hear Big Weasel. Big Weasel, what are you saying?
Boy, listen, times have changed. We had to revenge Brentford.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Brentford were getting cocky about it, fam. Did you understand what I'm
season.
saying?
Did you see Lacazette's tweet? Did you see Lacazette's tweet back? He
Oh
tweeted
yeah,
back
yeah, yeah,
what,
yeah, 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 yeah.
what Ivan Toney tweeted earlier
Yeah,
on.
I haven't told it should be easy though. He ain't got 10 goals yet. It should be easy. It should be easy for now. Still, you're new to this, my guy. But well, I say I'm proud of them for how I think they've finally started to understand Arteta's assignment, what he's on, what he expects from them. Because the way we played against them early in the season compared to now, totally different. In terms of like, look, we haven't got a striker, but Saka and ESR are stepping up. So to me, Laka's doing a kind of Firmino thing. He ain't gonna really get the goals, but he's really linking up the play for the boys.
You know what? Going on about Laka, I was surprised when I looked at the assist column. He's got quite a few assists.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Yeah, you know what?
People need to put
Obviously,
more respect on him. He's lost his sharpness for goal because he's changed his role, fam.
Yeah. You know what?
He's got.
From
He
last
plays
season,
back to goal.
From last season, right, I was clocking, in some of the lesser games, right, where you were playing more of your younger players, Lacazette was looking very important. Like, he was more willing to play a deeper role, but also play alongside the younger players and maybe, like, educate them. I don't know what it is, but I'm a big Lacazette fan. I'm glad that you chose him over Aubameyang because I think he gets Arteta and what Arteta wants to do, whereas Aubameyang maybe didn't ultimately. Like, so.
So now we spoke about Aubameyang, I need to say my feelings about P. Yeah, he came to Arsenal as a striker.
Yeah,
we put him on the wing.
Yeah,
on the wing, he was still getting goals. Yeah. Now, is it his fault now that he didn't ask for that contract? We let it run down and get him to that point. Do you get what I'm saying? And then for it to turn around, because I wasn't one of them Arsenal fans. Just like with Ozil, if you're getting 350 a week, bro, you got to play out of your socks every week. You need to be Messi-esque every game to earn you know what I mean, to justify your money.
But is that his fault though? You know, when people say that, is that his fault? Obviously, the club value him at that.
Yeah,
you can't really be saying. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
But it's hard, Pete, because he's getting that money, Pat.
Yeah,
he's getting that contract. That's superstar money.
But the club value him at that. They're only going to pay you what they value at. As soon as they're not interested, they boot you out. We know this. Semps has said it many times. There's no loyalty in football. So when we see players why is he going for that money? Because when the shoe's on the other foot, they don't care. Jesse Lingard, they say, see you later. Then they say, you know what, you're not going on loan. You're staying here. They don't care about you. We've seen it with Danny Rose. We've seen it with all these players. So you can't, I know what you're saying, Wes, as a fan, but sometimes you got to look at it from the other side. They value him at $350 a week. It's not his fault. But obviously, all the stuff that comes after it is his fault. If he's not turning
but
up
then
on
he got
time,
done dirty.
he's not. Yeah,
they've done him dirty, bro. You can't have him $350 a week and you're putting in reserves. Think about it.
Yeah,
this is your workmates, your team, the first team. That's who you see every day. And man, they just banished him, bro.
You know what? Because because I've gone back and forth on Jason about this. Because I've said, because quite a few Arsenal fans say that they don't like Arteta's man management, and Arteta can't handle the bigger egos. Yes, he's good with the kids because obviously they're kids. They're gonna listen to you. They want to play, and they're gonna give you that respect because you've brought them in. Saka, your Smith Rose, they're gonna be more loyal to you because you've essentially given them their first chance. But your bigger names like your Xhakas, your Aubameyangs, people that kind of were already established before you came in, he's kind of struggled with them. So I've said, is there a management problem? A lot of people on Twitter and Arsenal fans that I know say there is. What do you think? What's your thoughts on how he's handled the bigger players?
So my thing is, I kind of get it. So he's come in. This is his way.
Yeah.
If I'm going to control this and manage this, everything's got to be to my tune. I can't be adjusting to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
but there's got to be leeway. Like, I don't know, people like Ferguson was brilliant at it because he would literally handle different players differently. Like when you hear the stories, Eric Cantona might come to training or to a game in like a tracksuit and everyone's in suits, and they'd be like, "Gaffer, why is he wearing it?" He'd be like, "Let me deal with this. Just worry about yourself." Where Arteta doesn't seem to have that flexibility. So I don't know.
And let's have it right. It's his first job.
Yeah,
it's his first major job. Yeah. So he's got things to learn as well.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point.
But where we are, we're decent again. We're Arsenal, we're decent. I can be proud to be an Arsenal fan again.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
get that.
So it's just like, I'm going to put it down to just like with the government and how they dealt with COVID. Like, we might not really rate what they're doing, but you have to go with it. Do you understand? It's the process. We have to follow it through, bro.
It's a process.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what? I think you're bang on. I wasn't sure. I personally thought when Arteta left City, I wasn't sure if maybe he left a bit early. But then I watched his first press conference, and I very clearly got that he'd learned under Pep. He was all about, everyone needs to pull in the same direction. There's a lot that needs to change here. And I thought, yeah, he's right. He's bang on, and he's going to filter out all the bad eggs, right? Now, Pep managed to do that at City because when Pep came, we'd finished 4th, 65 points. Pep, first season, worked out what we needed. Yes, we've got a sugar daddy. One summer, boom, right? Arteta hasn't been given that luxury.
Yeah.
Right? He hasn't been, it's like down to him, whereas Pep can manage the team and he's got a whole structure to do all their jobs. Arteta's had to do a bit more, right? But he has got rid of the bad eggs. He's
Most
kept
of them,
his
not all.
philosophy there. And you know what? Actually, Arsenal's board, Arsenal's board, yeah, they're doing all right. You can't really... Bro, listen, they're letting Arteta do what he wants to do. I'm not going to say they're like City's board. Never, ever, right? But they are like, all right, Man United's board, I would question if Man United's manager has anything to say with who is being bought, right? I believe Arteta he's making the decision as who is coming in at Arsenal Football Club now. He's getting involved, making sure the mentality is now right, because for years, I think the mentality of the players Arsenal have signed has been completely wrong. You've spent money as well. I'm not going to say that, like, shit, they got loads of money. They could spend more money, but they're not as bad as Man United's board. This isn't a send for you, Semps, because I know you'd agree with me. But
I'll agree.
They're not, you know what? They're doing a lot better than they were. Their board is allowing Arteta with a bit of, you know what, you're the manager. We're going to listen to you. It's a project, and I don't know. I think Arsenal are doing all right, man.
We're doing okay. It's not great, but it's things like this I'm going to have to mention, like Vlahovic. There was no way we were getting him. What was the point of focusing? We need a striker.
Jason thought you was getting him.
Yeah, certain
him.
Arsenal man were very confident, and the way they was talking.
Yeah, I get that.
Buying the shirt, getting the name on.
Nah, that's crazy. From the beginning, yeah, you could see with him, right, that what was happening was that obviously Arsenal were being linked with him, but also so was City, so United, everyone's being linked with him. Now, if you're him, right, and you've got Arsenal coming in for you, and you're like, I know Arsenal, heard of them under Wenger, they were great and whatever, but City and United, or maybe not United, but City, and you're going to be kind of like, well, I'll hold out and see how that's going, like, before I jump. But that's sometimes... It's like, I don't think Arsenal's board, Arsenal's manager necessarily thought they were going to get him. It's just when agents throw shit out in the media,
yeah, and they run.
But bro, you have to understand what they do with us. They say they're going to get these world-class players, and they're like, guess what? We got a new kit. Why we got a new kit coming out? Because you're linked to a player. Don't mug me off. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know you're not getting him. Why are you making me buy 15? I've got 5 kits and we play 1 game a week. They don't mug me off. Come on, man.
You lot just send for each other constantly. I swear down, your little circle of man them, yeah, just constantly firing shots at each other.
Oh, there you go, Stabby. Don't make me
go and find it, Stab. Go and find the tweet, man. Go and find the tweet, because I'm pretty sure Jason was confident that them man were getting Vlahovic. But go and search for it, because Stab's quite good at that still. But listening, Arsenal are looking good.
Yeah.
And so another thing I wanted to touch on quickly, Big Weasel, before we move on, is, you know, I remember Arsenal fans saying to Spurs fans, it's all well and good having games in hand, but I'd rather have points on the board. Now I see some Arsenal fans getting really gassed up because they got games in hand on United, because we're in 4th spot now. What is your mentality on this at the moment? Do you like having the games in hand? Are you confident that you're going to win those games in hand and push for that 4th spot?
You know what? To be fair, I do like it, because now we've got the games in hand. We've found some momentum. The thing with Arsenal is we can get on this run and something could just derail us quickly. But at the moment, I like it. Do you understand? Because points on the board ain't guaranteed for us. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's a game by game with us, bro. Like I don't go into the next game confident.
So Wadey says, "Oh, Wadey's big up Wadey. He said our games in hand are difficult.
Big
Wadey's a bit of a sensible Arsenal fan. Who are your games in? Can you let me know who your games in hand are against, please? Because
Liverpool definitely, because that was one.
Oh yeah, that was postponed. Yeah,
Tottenham definitely.
Oh
that
yeah,
one was suspended.
Yeah.
So I don't know the rest, but I know those two, and those are two toughies. You know,
too big.
Yeah.
So, and what did we say that you're how many points behind? You're 4 points behind Man United. So you essentially need to win 2 of those games and hope Man United don't win no games. So.
Wes, just quickly as well before you know.
Wow, Chelsea as well.
Oh wow! Oh Jesus!
Chelsea, Liverpool, and Spurs.
And
there you go, Jason. Because I know you've been feeling sweet on Twitter recently about over to United now, thinking, there you go. Wow. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Spurs are your games in hand, mate.
Those are as tough as it gets. 2 London derbies against big 6 clubs, and then obviously Liverpool, who are just as good as as anyone. So that's a toughie. But Wes, with all of that being said, and you guys in good form at the moment, looking decent in the league again. What's your objectives now? What would you say that not finishing 4th was a failure, considering you got 1 game a week and you guys have?
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Earlier I would have said that, but now seeing how everyone else is, if we get into, I feel like we definitely need Europe again, fam. Because that not being in Europe was crazy, bro. Like obviously we don't want to be in Europa Conference like you, man, because that was pointless. You get what I'm saying?
Shout out Boots. Oh, since you have mail, oi, like AOL back in the day. You have mail.
But yeah, do you know what? Do you know what? Top 4 would be a great achievement, but I wouldn't be super angry if we didn't get it.
Would you be okay as long as you finish in the top 6? You think that's good progress?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so.
And would you say 7th is a failure?
I'll feel 7th is a failure.
Yeah,
yes,
and that's legit. I'd say the same. If Tottenham don't finish in the top 6, for me, that's a poor season. So I know there's a lot of good teams this year. I say good. We're not really good. We're just obviously after you got Liverpool and Liverpool and City, then you got Chelsea, and then afterwards you got like 4 or 5 average-ish good teams that are fighting. And, you know what I mean?
I feel like, I'll be honest, and I'm not trying to suck bottom at all. I don't do that, Don't do them things, bro. But for me, Man United, Tottenham, and Liverpool. Man United, Tottenham, and Arsenal. I think that you man are gonna pull away over the next few weeks from.
Who's gonna pull away?
I think United,
Man United, Arsenal, and Tottenham. He said.
Yeah, I feel like with West Ham, I've seen too many points dropped in games that maybe they shouldn't be dropping points with them. Like that, I just see them. I mean, Wolves Wolves. You do have to pay attention to because
we're gonna discuss
coming
Wolves.
Back. I mean, they could really start firing, and that's the only one that maybe. But I don't know. I think
actually let's go.
Let's
segue into that. Let's segue into that. Do you think Wolves are top 4 contenders now? And let me
let me be clear. They shouldn't be.
Let me just let you know. Wolves are on 40 points, played 24, so still 2 games behind Man United. And they're in a great run of form at the moment, man. They're currently, a place below Arsenal, having played a game more, 2 points behind. But
Big Wedge is sat there. Big Wedge is sat there thinking. Go on, you land.
Before you not answer, I'll just let you know their next 2 games are away to Arsenal and West Ham. So that's a big.
And I know Big Wedge is sat there thinking, listen, we went to their ground and got 3 points, bro. Come on, but I just think.
How are we talking about Wolves like this?
Defensively,
bro, you need to talk about them. They're in a good position.
Defensively, they're good, And the thing is that, so you've got what's his name? I think Jimenez is back and already starting to hit form, and is it Neto's coming back as well?
Neto's coming, Neto was named.
And if they get them 2 firing, it could be problems. It could be. They've surprised me a bit. To be fair. I thought they were going to drop off, and they haven't.
Yeah,
but it still rattles my brain that the squads at Tottenham, especially Man United.
Don't say especially Man United.
No, with the names that we've got, our squad, how are we even talking like Wolves? It frustrates me.
West
Ham too.
We're in the same ballpark.
And
What's
even West
happened
Ham, no shade to West Ham because they're doing well. But yeah, you're right. I agree.
No, he's
Tottenham,
right.
Tottenham, Arsenal, United should never have been in this conversation, but we are because we've all been just as bad as each other. We're inconsistent.
Yeah, well, look,
and
Tottenham lost their manager, and Man United have lost their manager this season. So it just goes to show, that's where we are.
Whoa.
And we've got a new manager, all right. So that's where we are. Yeah.
No, your manager's been there. What's his now? His second full season or what?
Yeah, second
full season being a manager.
he's still.
If we're all using excuses,
if
we're doing this excuses thing,
time now to get his message across to the players, get out players, bring players in. So as a unit, as a setup, Arsenal are in a better position than Spurs and Man United this season.
100%.
Yeah, fair.
Especially after spending 150 million in the summer, and as you just said before, Arteta having the choice of the players, like allegedly he looked into Ramsdale, saw how he reacted. So I'm getting a bit of feedback. I don't know.
Yeah, someone.
No, that was me. Someone called me, so I had to swipe the call.
Okay,
should be good now.
One sec. Yeah, cool. It's done now. Yeah, allegedly looked into Ramsdale, how he reacted after they lost. He looked into certain players' attributes and all of that. So this is Arteta's team, isn't it? So you can't really use that same excuse. But I just feel that, Tottenham, United, Arsenal have been a letdown. West Ham have maintained their levels from last year, and obviously Wolves have now crept up a level. And where you had Leicester, you've now got Wolves. So it's difficult. And Wolves are, for me, they're in the. I wrote them off a couple of weeks ago on another podcast, but to be fair, they continue to pick up results. So they have to be in the mix. You're beating away too.
Big Wes, I just clocked your face here when he said Leicester, and I know you're just pissed off that teams like Leicester are even being mentioned. I can tell that's what you're thinking.
You know where I'm coming from. You can see because I can't because it's such a fall from grace. You understand?
Yeah.
We used to talk about them teams that's 6 points.
Ready for Newcastle.
But the thing is, for you though, Wes, you finished 8th last 2 seasons in a row, and Leicester finished 5th. So you shouldn't really screw up your face with Leicester.
But still, obviously, Semps, if we were at the gym and there's a young boy come in and I'm doing my weights and he's lifting more than me, I'm gonna still be angry, innit? Like I'm gonna be mad, innit? Like what happened? I used to be the man now. The little skinny youths are picking up more weights. I'm getting cramps and stuff now.
It gets hard when you're older, boy.
Yeah.
Especially if they're younger, because you can't even do nothing because you're probably packing something.
Before we move on, I want to say this quickly as well because I'm live on the internet. Aaron Ramsdale, I apologize. You are my favorite Arsenal player. I take it back. I protested his signing. I love that guy.
He's really your favorite now, yeah? Above your Sakas and your Ramsdale, and your Smith Rose. And
no. You see that boy? He loves it. He enjoys it. Yeah. Do you understand? He smiles. He's happy. He wants to. Do you understand? Forget peas. He wants to play. He loves the badge. I haven't seen that.
I think he wants back to the Premier League. He's using that as a stepping stone back to the Premier League for me.
Don't say that. You're cold. It's cold.
That was funny still. That was funny.
Yeah. I can't even say everything will come back because that was so cold, bro.
Sorry, another one real quick while we're doing it. Rest in peace, Jamal Edwards.
What?
You just seen it? Yeah.
Has he passed away for real? Like,
yeah.
No, bad rumors.
Like last while we've been on air, apparently it's been announced.
No way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heart attack?
I don't know. I haven't read enough. It's like people are posting stuff, but someone's confirmed it definitely is true. So rest in peace, Jamal Edwards. That's
yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. Jeez.
Another good one.
That's crazy. I'm shocked at that, man. I didn't expect that.
So, but
Yeah,
but anyway, sorry to kill the mood for a second.
Man.
I can't see anything on it at the moment, but
we'll
look. Yeah, it's fresh, isn't it? We'll look into that. But Arsenal, Wolves, Manchester United and Spurs and Arsenal have had a poor season, but
100.
But you got to talk on United,
We have to talk on United, please.
Well, we get there now, innit? Man United.
We need to.
Got the 3 points. You know, we got the 3 points in midweek against Brighton as well.
Yep.
And you know, I've not been overly gassed. I've not been overly gassed by Ralf Ragnick and how we've been playing under him. But you know what? We're slyly just going along a little bit under the radar as well, picking up points. There's been a lot of draws, which has kind of dampened the mood. Because I was even chatting to one of my brethren and was talking about the Villa game, and I was talking about it as a loss. I fully forgot that we actually drew that game. I thought we lost it.
That happened a lot.
Yeah, and there's been too many of those games. But when you're just picking up these little points here and there, and you're getting obviously Spurs losing, and this ain't a shot, but losing 3 in a row, that them sort of things, you picking up these points here and you're not losing, you start to build. And then you get a win here or win there.
You know what today was quite might change things, is were you 2-0 up?
Yeah.
And Leeds brought it back to 2-2, right? In a minute.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time where a team, like recently, where a team has brought it back and you man have then gone now. And that could check. That could be a big thing that now you've, all right, this is what we need to do. And against Leeds, like, you've got to remember, that's a big ass rivalry. I will say it. Legacy-wise, that's the second biggest game for United. Legacy-wise,
but the difference with this game, though, Daps, is that Leeds are always going to give you chances in it, and they're going to give you space, and that's why I can't get too gassed, because the third goal that we scored, you know, I'm just like, where are the Leeds defenders?
Criminal defending, criminal, and the thing is, Leeds this year have been awful as well. This is a bad shadow. This is a shadow of the Leeds that we know. Leeds before were attacking, they were dangerous, they used to defend in numbers. This Leeds at the moment is crap. And Bielsa, he has to be held accountable. Too many people just let him slide. He is just got no plan B. He's got no, like, why are you not starting Rafinha today? That's just, regardless, you've got 2 games in a week. They ain't playing in Europe. They ain't playing in any cups. How are you not letting your best player play
against United as well?
Exactly. Sorry, Bielsa does too many of these things, and no one really talks on it. But if it was another manager, if it was a
100%,
a Conte, Arteta, we'd all be, holding him to account and be like, why has he done this? Why? No one talks about Bielsa like that. But I'm sorry, this year he's been crap.
That's clubs. You know what? That's because the managers you've just listed, look at the clubs they manage.
I hear
You're talking Tottenham, Arsenal. You know what? If you were to put Pep or put Solskjaer in it, whoever you put, this is Leeds. They've just come up. Like, so. Yeah. But I'm 100% with you. I mean, if you think last season, his name was being thrown about with some big boy jobs.
Yeah.
Even talk of, if Pep was to go, would you?
No.
No. The openness of his football is just crazy.
It's crazy.
They're too open, man. They're too, and I think you need to. He's been in the Premier League long enough now to know that you've got to adapt in certain games. You know what I mean? And
should know.
And he's just going. It just seems to just play one way and one way only, and that's what I mean. That's why I can't get too gassed. Look, we got 3 points today, and it's brilliant. But they were always going to give us chances. And Stav was saying, I was speaking to Stav earlier, and he was just like he weren't worried. I think naturally, when a team pulls it back from 2-0 down to 2-2,
in the middle,
that's going to be worried. But I did think to myself, I do think we'll still go on to win this game. Whereas other games, I'm thinking we're probably going to go on to lose. Do you know what I mean? But you know what? Man United, this month is going to be the test for United. We had our run where we should have really wiped the floor with it, and really we should have passed Chelsea with the run of games that we had. We flopped in that sense. And now we've got Liverpool and City away from home. We've got Spurs at home, and I think we've got the 2 Atletico Madrid games. That's what our march is. That's what our march is. And I think that's literally going to, maybe it's too strong to say that's going to define our season, but I think we're going to definitely know where we are at the end of March. But
it's a tough one.
Go on, Pat.
Sorry, I was going to say it's a tough one because in those games, because you've got so many big games or good games back to back, you can't even you can rotate, but you know that every game's a big game. So it's not like with all due respect to your Burnleys and your Watfords, you can't really rest certain players because you've got a big game next. Every game's big, and every game means something right now. So it's going to be interesting.
What I worry about as well, and is you know, another thing that I'm not too happy about is because we've lost players like Martial, we've lost players like Donny van der Beek, and when people are talking about the squad, you look at our bench now, and that you know, someone put on Twitter today talked about United showed squad depth today because we was able to bring on Elanga and Fred, and I'm just like, nah, man, like Elanga's a good youth in that. Rashford didn't even make the pick, but I'm just like, I look at our bench now, and I'm seeing players like Mata, Matic. Do you know what I mean? We did have Varane on the bench. He will start. He will start in midweek. But
do you know what though?
Go on.
Maybe that's like as football fans, and maybe that's because we look at it and we think, oh, Martial, and we're talking about bigger names, yeah. But maybe these bigger names haven't shown the hunger that some of these youngers have shown to actually
definitely
battle back. Because one of United's biggest issues, and I think company spoke on it, said since Fergie's left, we just know that when we play Man United in the middle of the park, we're just fitter than them. We're gonna outrun them. We're gonna and they're not going to get back. They're not going to trap back. Once you get past them, you're fine, right? And maybe that's what Ralf or whatever is seeing, the hunger in some of these youngers to track back and like Leroy Sané.
Don't get sucked in, because Hassan Hootel said that last week when we drew to Southampton, and that Martial weren't there then. Donny van der Beek.
No. I wasn't.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I was calling out Martial.
It's the same thing. It's a conversation I was having with somebody else that was talking about, you know, players that ain't got passion and ain't got desire and and I'm like, no, like we need to leave all of these terminology alone. This down in tools terminology, leave all of this. Stop being a sheep. What everybody else uses. Analyze what you're actually seeing.
Well,
we've got McTominay playing. McTominay's your passion merchant. We've got Maguire playing. You've got Bruno Fernandes playing.
Maguire can't tap back. He's so damn slow.
These players are there. So this is what I'm saying. 1 minute is players ain't got desire or heart, and then it's another thing. Everyone's always.
And I believe in that. What you do believe in that though? You do believe that mentality and desire is very important in a footballer. You do believe that.
I definitely do.
Of course, but that's not the reason why you don't. That's not the reason why you don't win football matches over a consistent period, or you don't perform over a consistent period.
Well, it does if you're not showing it.
It does. But this is what I'm saying. But because this was another thing under Ollie. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, Ollie, you've got all of your passion merchants there that do show. Rashford, you know, for all these faults and stuff, Rashford he's as Manchester United as they come. He's die hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, if he's not performing and he's not making that run, what is he all of a sudden lost desire? Is he down in tools? Like, leave all of these.
No, I don't believe in the down in tools thing. I don't think too many players down tools. That takes a big issue at the club for players to be down in tools. I think that's a bit far. But I think Big Wes was going to say something quick then.
Yeah, no, Stems, I was going to say to you, and you've had this conversation over the last couple of seasons, because every time I go to banter you about Man United, you lot are up there with points. Pat, I don't know how they do it, fam. No matter how crap we say Man United are, they're in the mix, and I think how.
I said this, and this is why when Man United were on a bad run and people were asking me who still finishes top four, I said I still see Man United doing it because they just, A, they know how to do it, B, they've got the squad, and I know their football's not great, and I know there's still problems there, but to be fair, they've got more experience than us, they've got better players than us, and they've just been there before. And when it comes to, like, you know, squeaky bum time and the business end of the season, United just do what they need to do. So realistically, it's, for me, their fourth place is theirs to lose. If you look at the table now, Arsenal should also be up there, considering they got one game a week and they're in a favourable position. But then also, when we go talk about your games in hand, you've got some tough games in hand. But as it stands, United, Arsenal, and then it should be Tottenham. But football's crazy. We have to see what happens. The good thing is,
I think Sancho's starting to look better and better.
Yeah, he is.
He's been playing. He's been balling for weeks now. He's been balling for weeks.
Yeah, I
think
he's
been there for months though. He's been there for months.
Boy, there's
no one gave Pepe that window.
No.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
You know
Pepe
what?
got 2 years before people started getting onto it.
But I was going to say the other thing that I think is relevant with the Sancho thing is I think Pogba coming back as well. I think that Pogba Sancho link up could be quite important to
Pogba today as well. Oozing.
Pogba. I will put my hands up. Last season, until Pogba got injured in January last season, United were in a title race. The minute he got injured,
it was over.
That was it. It's gone.
Exactly.
I'd have Pogba at City tomorrow. Pogba's a world-class player. So,
yeah,
but he's leaving you in the summer. Let's be very
people
clear.
forget that he got injured in, was it January?
Yeah, in January, and he's been solid for 2 months.
Yeah,
solid,
and he was out for the. But to wrap up on United, what I will say is this: sort of touching on what you've just said, Pat. One of the funny things is I think since I won't say since Fergie has gone, but especially in Ollie's tenure, the big games is not where we've faltered. We've actually done well in big games. We've
even
given
against
Tottenham,
City.
we've given Tottenham a run. We've given City a run for their money. Arsenal have been a bogey team for us, but we managed to get 3 points off them this season. Chelsea, we've given them a run for their money over this. Even Liverpool, this is why I actually went to the game earlier on this season, because in the back of my head I was thinking, you know what? We've given Liverpool tough times over these last few seasons when we've been crap and they've been good. So I'm thinking that we might pull out some notes this month.
Sense, the one thing I'd say about City, and I was saying this on a podcast earlier, is at the Etihad, you know what? United have actually over the last few seasons had a good record, right? But if you go back and look at it, none of those games you've played us in has ever meant anything. Right.
Yeah, of course, it means something to us.
How can it not mean anything?
Yeah,
because you go and look at them. They really,
no. What you're talking about is because we've lost to you in the cups. That's where you're going.
No, it's not. I'm saying
if we
generally
beat you in the league. Of course, it means something because it helps us get our league position.
If you go and look at it, one season basically you beat us in the league to stop.
We done the double over you last season.
Huh?
We done the double over you last season.
No, didn't we? No, we beat you at your place and you drew the other one.
Yeah.
So you didn't win either of them. That's not a double, bro.
we didn't beat you in the league.
No,
last season.
Swear we beat you at yours and drew at the Etihad, didn't we? Or did you win at ours? You might have won at ours. Either way. But
what do you mean by it doesn't mean anything?
You beat us this season
in the course of the season. You'd already won the league and you didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like
I get you.
There was one year when Pogba had an amazing second half, but that was literally to stop us from winning the league against you. We won it the week after. Right? That's
a fan talking. That's a fan.
I see what you're saying. I see what that's just saying. Though I get it. I get what you're saying.
I'm saying it
don't mean anything because if we win in the league, then it helps our league position.
For you lot, you're saying for
not
City,
to you, to us.
Yeah. But you said
the
desire, not to you.
The desire isn't
and this is the thing that the one thing this season is we're going to be playing you having to win. Like we can't drop points to you, man. Now or Liverpool are gone. Like it's a lot more important now.
Sorry, I need to know this. Daps, are you happy losing to your rivals? I just want to know because I'm never
fucking happy losing to United. Are you mad? No way, bro.
It's never not mattered when we play Tottenham.
Oh no,
even when Tottenham was dog poor, it never didn't matter.
But
every game matters. Let's be clear. Every game matters, let alone rivals. But like it's a different thing where we are now in like the 2018-2019 title race where we have to win every single game.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I got what Dax was meaning. I didn't
if you look at the time they beat us where Pogba had a good second half, we were 2-0 up and were just complacent. When you're in a title race and like you have
Okay. I get what you mean now.
Yeah, I got it. I got what you were saying because
I thought it's just like.
And that's just a different thing. Now, come on, fucking hell.
Can we talk about obviously Liverpool? Like for me, yes, they should be. Who they got midweek? Is it
Leeds, fucking Leeds.
Yeah. Yes, they should beat Leeds, but then also, as we know in football, Leeds are just lost. They've just been humiliated. Leeds are also fighting for their lives. Nothing is a foregone conclusion. That's what all I'll put out there. Yes, they should win. More than likely they will, but Leeds are fighting for their lives. It's not guaranteed. It's
at Anfield. It's at Anfield as well, man. Leeds ain't getting nothing out of that game.
Stranger things have happened. That's all I can say. I know Leeds are crap right now. They're missing a lot of players. Yes, they're not. Then Leeds are probably the worst team you want to bet your money on because even someone like Watford probably are more defensively resolute, and they're more likely to keep a clean sheet under Hodgson. Leeds are just so gung ho. You just don't know what you're gonna
Yeah,
get.
they're
But
wild.
yeah, they're just wild. Literally, they're wild. Like untamed. It's an untamed animal. You just
Yeah.
let it go, but you just don't. But still, they're
It's an
fighting for
outside
their
dog.
lives. Leeds are not secure. If they don't get some points soon, they are going to get dragged into it, and then they're in trouble. So I just saying that Liverpool, it's not foregone that Liverpool pick up those points, because everyone said Liverpool definitely got those points. Then there's only a 3 point, and you got to play. It's not done yet. You never know.
But I hear
Liverpool
what you're
might draw
saying
the
though,
game.
Pat, because Leeds are currently 15th. They've played 24. Everton have played 23. So if Everton win their game, they go above them. And then basically Leeds and Newcastle would have played the same amount of games, and there's only a point in it, and that's just
Exactly.
above the relegation.
That's
zone.
it.
So I hear you.
And the mentality is different when you're fighting for your lives. Last year, Leeds had really nothing to play for after halfway through the season. They were already done and dusted. They had their 40 points. They were cool. When you're fighting for your lives, it's a different mentality. And
I think
you
the other
don't want to get relegated.
The other
But
thing
Pat,
with Leeds is last year, with Leeds, it was one of them things where they had this thing where, like against City, the first time we played them, they could draw you into a fucking dogfight where you just like,
yeah. It's like a
20 minutes,
basketball game, isn't it?
City
It's a
were playing the
basketball
most
game.
uncontrolled football ever, right? And Pep had to like bring about 3 men off and go and fucking remind everyone what we do, right? That happened a lot of times last season, but now everyone's wise to it. Everyone's like, no, we're not fucking doing that no more. First season bound,
They
doing
did that at our ground. They did it at our ground.
Yeah, they did it against loads of teams last year.
Rock and roll football. It's like a basketball game, and then you just get sucked in. You're like, what's going on, man? Like, do you know what I mean? It was crazy.
But Pat, that's the thing. People are getting sucked into it this year, and Bielsa's only got one way. So what's going to happen? When he panics, he's going to be like, attack harder.
It should be a Liverpool win, but all I'm saying is we've seen some crazy things happen this season, man. So, for the sake of the league,
Patrick, twice.
You know what though? Look, Liverpool beat them, and then Liverpool are still 3 points behind City. Do you know what I mean? It's still in City's hands.
Yep.
Liverpool is still 3 points behind. Everyone's talking like they go and win their game in hand. They're level on points. They're still 3 points behind, man. I think.
But you see that mentality, sense. It can manifest. You get what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to manifest.
Pep has to earn his money, man. Pep has to fucking get our players. Look, you know what? Apart from,
I don't think it's a crisis, though, boys. Like,
neither do I. I think this is way over the top. To be honest,
you came up again. Don't forget, Don't forget that Conte's no mug, innit? Conte's done come Premier League and won the Premier League. Gone to Italy, won Serie A there. With Conte knows what he's doing. Do you get what I'm saying? So you come up against a man that was just on job. You lot were on job yesterday. It's as simple as that. I think City now just go and just be City.
Another stat is, apart from Pep's first season at City, which admittedly we weren't good. I think we finished third. City have never gone more than 2 games without winning. So basically, if we lose, we'll only go 2 games without winning, then we'll get back on the run again. It's like one of them things where he does seem to know how to get the players back kicking again. So we just need to do it, man. I do have my concerns. I think Liverpool have the firepower that we don't have. That worries me. They've got.
Really? Is that what you think? Honestly,
our front three, bro. Come on, go and look at it, man. They're not firing.
Yeah, but you're fluid. Your front three, Sterling got a hat. Yes, it was against Norwich.
Sterling's key. Sterling is key.
Yes, Foden is always good for a goal.
And Mahrez, come on, bro.
Mahrez.
After that, hold on. Someone just said Gundogan. He's not part of the front three, right? Our midfield is more clinical than our front three.
Doesn't Gundogan sometimes play in the front? Like I've seen him.
Nah, not this season. Not anymore.
Okay.
He should be maybe, but he isn't. Foden's not firing this season. Mahrez, agreed. Mahrez 100%. Grealish, no, not firing.
What do you feel about Grealish? Sorry,
only got a 1-0 win the other day, didn't they? In midweek, they just sneaked a 1-0 win. Liverpool.
Who did?
Liverpool. They just sneaked a 1-0 win in midweek.
But generally, come on, they do fire more than us. They've got players that and I mean the front three. Let me be very clear. Foden is not firing.
Jota's out, and that's a big one for them.
Yeah, that is a big injury.
Not
a long one.
But it's still.
I think we're missing Gabriel Jesus as well. To be honest, I think we're missing him.
Yeah. What's happened to him? Is he injured?
Yeah, what has actually happened to him?
An injury. He'll be back.
Okay.
As for Grealish, look, Grealish.
Grealish, bro.
When you pay 100 million for a player, right? Then you have to unfortunately, right? you have to hit the ground running. It's that simple. You can't say
simple,
we're coming from abroad as well. You know this league, right? So he unfortunately he has that on him. However, he is playing a completely different, like he's used to playing for a Villa team that had a lot of space to run into, and he also was playing in a free role. Grealish, go and do what you want and play your sexy football.
100%. He was all
He's
over
now
the place.
playing for a team that generally are playing against like 10 men behind the ball, and he is being told this is what you do. If you don't play the way the system plays, Pep will pull you. So all of a sudden, so I personally think I'm not going to judge him till December next year. And I think eventually we're going to see him playing a lot deeper. But overall, am I happy with him this season? No way.
That's fair enough. Because like with City, you're so rigid in terms of the players have a certain role and responsibility. Grealish from Villa was on the left, he was on the right, he could drop deep, he could do this, he could do. You don't get that luxury at City. You've got to play your role.
And if you don't do it, Pep pulls you.
Yeah, exactly. It's that standard. So now I hear that.
I'd play him as a sub. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be bringing him on in like the 65th to maybe try something a little bit different.
Yeah,
I would be starting him.
The thing with Grealish, I don't even think it's really on field. It's off field, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he needs to stop that as well. To be frank,
it's off field, man. Like I definitely feel he's. I don't know, man. Some of these players, and it's mad because if Pogba did half the stuff that some of these players did, boy. Fifth, you know what I mean? Pogba's out here. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't party, don't do nothing.
He doesn't get trims.
I know, yeah.
Foden's trimming 4 days a week, and his barber's fucking based in London. Work that out.
That barber must be on a nice wage, boy. That's a nice wage to come up and down every other day.
You know, Foden's probably paying him $5 just to get the train up.
Yeah. It's mad, crazy.
Yeah.
But Grealish is stumbling out of nightclubs. Grealish is doing this and that. Pogba did that. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a disgrace. To be fair, this is what I say about Martial. When Ty sometimes talks about how Martial performs and if he might come back, and I'm like, listen, if he doesn't perform, he's not coming back because United won't want him back. If he does perform, he's staying put because the British media have not treated him. Like, do you think he's over there thinking, I fucking miss the British media, man? Like, come on, man. He's staying put.
The British media, man. They're our own. This is even
100%.
our own fans.
Yeah,
even the fan base is just shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking, man. You know what I mean? So, bun football fans anyway, man. They're all
bun football tonight.
Bun football fans. No, we won't bun football. We won't ban football, man. It's been a good weekend for football, ain't it? Hands up if you got 3 points.
You really want to do that, bro? Hands up if you're top of the league.
But you're shook, though. You're shook. You're a little bit shook,
Still top of the league.
You're shook.
Watch this one. Hands up if you're the best team in North London.
If we're going off league finishes, then you can't talk right now. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they just beat the champions, I guess, so they can claim that one. Arsenal fans beat it, and they still didn't get 3 points.
Exactly. There you go.
Bro, I'm sure. Listen, I'm still scared about this all or nothing. I'm still scared, bro.
I forgot about that.
I'm so scared about that, bro.
Actually, it's not going to be as good. You lot have actually. It's not
as bad this season.
Bro,
this season. Yeah,
we're gonna get Emmy. We're gonna win an Emmy and a BAFTA for that, bro.
But the thing is, it's not as bad as it could have been.
Shaka.
The first 3 games of the season.
Please.
There's been a lot there.
A lot, bro.
Obviously, there's a lot of positives though in terms of how
you've got a lot of positives.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives.
Because
United this season would have been sensational.
Yeah, United
sensational.
It's been United's a circus, and you know what's funny, or it's not funny for me, but I always call Arsenal banter FC. But the way Man United have been moving, we're the ones who are the circus. We're the ones who everyone's laughing at. Like the joke, not the joke. The reality is that Arsenal have finished 8th for the last 2 seasons. If you finish 6th this season or 5th, that's a good season. You lot are in a good position now because I do believe you're going to finish in and around 4th, 5th, 6th. Do you know what I mean? So I think you end up having a good season and then you kick on from there. Man United have gone from 2nd to battling 4th. It's just all been a mess. But all we can do now is look to next season because this season's a write-off.
For United,
what,
they
though?
just need stability. They need a man. Obviously, Ragnar needs to go upstairs. You need to nail down your manager and just sort out who you're getting in and make sure it all works out. Because there's too much chopping and changing and certain players for certain systems. Just stick to a system, stick to a manager, and go from there. If it's Poch, get Poch. If it's Ten Hag, get Ten Hag, and build from there. Do you know what I mean? All of this.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I was going to say, I see when you got Ralf, right? I didn't know much about him, so I spoke to Ty, spoke to Suits, and basically they sold me the narrative that he's coming in, he's coming in for the rest of the season. He's gonna steady the ship, maybe, but also he's gonna start to bring a new philosophy to the club, to the players, to the club. Start getting this working a bit harder, all of that. So I bought that, right? That's what I bought. Cool. So when people are overreacting right now, I'm like, well, I'm not going to change from what you man told me. You man told me he's coming to do this behind the scenes, and then he's going to go behind the scenes himself. So, like, I feel like United's board have written off this season anyway. This is like, so I don't really get. There's no need to react to what's going on right now at Man United, because what he's doing, like, let's be clear. When Klopp went into Liverpool, man weren't thinking Liverpool were going to like be the team they are now. When he first joined them, they took. I think. They didn't qualify for Champions League football the first season Klopp joined them. They were getting muscular injuries all over the place because ultimately off the pitch he was getting them working harder. So I think with Ralf, it's like everyone needs to calm down and just think we know what it was when he came in, so let's just remember that and judge him next season when he's got what he wants, when he's got the manager he wants, and when I hope Poch joins you, man. I really do.
You know what? You put a good spin on it there, and I take your point. The only issue with that is the players that he inherited, and we should be finishing no less than top 4. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
Regardless, it's not the same as when Klopp came into Liverpool. Klopp didn't come into Liverpool.
Don't support their agenda.
No, but it's the facts. We know that the team that Klopp inherited is nothing like the team that Ralf has inherited. We just finished second. Do you know what I'm saying? And I do say that, not saying we were the dogs bollocks, because people will remember me from last season. I was saying it was a false positive that people get with the COVID. That's what that was. That was a false second place there, because loads of teams were around us doing madness. But at the end of the day, we did finish second, and to then just be where we are now, like, we should be doing better. And look, we slowly are doing okay. So look, we'll see.
Unfortunately, it's the key. I said this the other day on another pod. The key with every single club, all of our clubs, every club in the league, the key is the board, right?
Yeah.
It's that simple. If the board do not allow, so you could go and get the best manager in the world. You could go but if the board do not allow him to decide what is going on and what players are coming in and whatever else, it's a wrap. Ultimately, it's the board. The board, every single club is to blame.
Yeah. Well, see, Daps, I got this for you, Daps, You know what you're saying, and you'll never experience this as a City fan, especially now. You'll never experience this. You know how hard it is to say right off the season, because I've been there as an Arsenal fan. Oh, it's all right. We just write it off. How can you write off 10 games? How can you just write it off, bro? Like, it's mad. But we're in this predicament,
bro. I know you're. I don't know your age, but we're all kind of a similar age, So you probably can guess approximately how old I am. I've had more seasons writing off the season than I have not writing off the season. I used to write off the season on day one.
Now you're taking a piss.
Man used to celebrate United not winning a game. That would be I'd be at Main Road celebrating United losing, not even knowing what the score was on the pitch, because I'm just like, it's irrelevant. United are losing. They're not going to win the league this year. Woo! Like,
them ones.
Don't worry, Pat's been there.
Oh,
well, definitely.
Pat writes off seasons more time.
Yeah.
They write off seasons so much they threw the towel in one competition.
We are going
to have to wrap up now.
Yeah.
Let the people. Sorry to cut you abruptly, but I've been trying to close this off for the last 5 minutes.
Sorry, that's what happens when I'm on. So obviously, catch me on Never a Foul or Feed the Goat podcast. And if you still want to watch more football content right now, catch me on Egal TV in like 10 minutes time with Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, United. It's going to be horrible. but we move.
Nice.
And thanks for having me, man. Love it.
No.
7 more shows.
Always a pleasure. 7 more shows to 100.
And the
Always
big
a
200.
Yes.
800, back 200.
Like manifestation, bro.
No, 100.
100. Yeah. Big Wezzle.
Mate, I've
Sign
enjoyed
out,
my
rude boy.
evening. Yeah,
Sign
man.
out.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure as normal.
Always a pleasure,
where can they catch you, Wes? Because you do loads of good podcasts.
Do you know what?
Let us know.
Yes. We've got a part of the DMD podcast. We're on YouTube at DMD. And also I've got my own podcast coming called Wes's World, which I'm obviously gonna get Seps and Pat on as well. But yeah, they'll be coming next couple of weeks. But yeah, we'll definitely chop it up on there as well.
Nice. And young Swaggy Daniels, let the people them know what you're on, what they can find you.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm on coys.com podcast. That's every Monday. That's obviously a Spurs orientated podcast. That's going well. Then I'm also on Holly's Hot Spurs, and we've got Mickey Hazard, who's a Spurs legend. He'll be on that as well, chopping up with us. Then throughout the week, I'm on loads of other stuff. So yeah, it's all good. But obviously, you can catch me here every Sunday, Views TV official, and then typically on the Football Terrace as well. So yeah, quite a few things going on, but it's all good.
Wicked, man. Wicked. If anybody wants, you can find me on Twitter at LSemps. And that's me, man. This is everyone's a pundit, people. This was episode 93, and these were my pundits. Until next week, we are out, people. Have a blessed week. Bless.